watching Apna Watan.
I think it's one of the greatest events of 20th century. There was a trend of freedom struggles in Asia and Africa and Latin America and South Asia, India, Pakistan. They were also fighting against the British rulers, and the hegemony of Hindu majority was there. They were siding Britishers. Britishers were patronizing them, and at that point of time, Quaid-e-Azam was initially in the Congress, All India Congress, but at some point he saw that it is very difficult to be with Hindu majority party, and they used to say that they are secular, but they are not secular. They were not secular. Gandhiji and Patel and Nehruji, they were all saying that they are secular, but in the end it proved, and now you could see at India's structure, you will find that every day they are becoming part of a Hindu imperialism, and Hindutva has become the rule of the law. So Quaid-e-Azam decided to go alone, and he fought, and the struggle which started against Britishers, and we achieved it. It is said that Malaysia got independence, Indonesia got independence. In Latin American countries, many countries got independent of colonial rule of Europeans. But ours was a very difficult fight. We were fighting at two fronts. We were fighting British establishment, and we were fighting against Hindu majority and Hindu hegemony. And for so many years, Muslim rule started in 1712, and they continued to in some way rule India till 1857. And princely states, many major princely states were Muslim, like Hyderabad and Bhopal and others, Bahawalpur and Junagadh, but Hindus are not, they were not ready to accept the, and we have gone through a very difficult period when we jointly tried to come to some point, but we failed. And Qaid and Muslim League leadership decided to go alone, and by the grace of God we got it. They used to say, and still they used to say that two-nation theory is denied after fall of Dhaka and East Pakistan separation and all. But you could see that Bangladesh never became part of India. They never became part of the other part of the Bengal. The Muslim identity was the major point of struggle, and Qaid proved that we are a separate nation, and by every rule we deserve to be independent, and we have to run our own affairs, and Muslims should get land in majority provinces. So we got Pakistan, our Pakistan, and the part of East Pakistan, which was also our part. And still Bangladesh is a separate nation, not part of India. So saying this, that two nations theory never worked, is wrong, and it is sort of denying a very major sort of achievement of Muslims of South Asia, that they have created a country of their own to run their affairs themselves and by the will of people of Pakistan. And by the grace of God, we are still. And if you go back to history of India, they never accepted any sort of foreigner other than Hindus. And sort of Buddhists and Jains and other sort of religion were ultimately assimilated into Hindu hegemony. Muslims were there who kept their identity intact, and they wanted to live according to the law of Islam and according to the Islamic principles and Islamic values. And by the grace of God, we have gone through a lot of issues in Pakistan. Yes, we had been sort of denied at some point democratic governments, and some 3-4 generals, Ayub Khan and then Yahya Khan and then Ziaul-Haq and Pervez Musharraf, they had been they were dictators, and yes, army rule was there. But the people of Pakistan, they emerged and they voted for democracy. Pakistan came through the vote. The area voted for Quaid-e-Azam and Muslim League and the principles on the basis of which this country was created, and we are, mashallah, still in all sort of fairness, objective studies, everybody accepted that Pakistan is an independent country, and the freedom struggle was one of the finest. You know, it was a very unique struggle because we didn't take arms. It came through vote. You know, the struggles, for instance, there were certain countries, and I don't want to name them, they struggled, arms struggle, bloodshed and all, but we achieved it through a democratic sort of policy, and Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah and his companions and the leadership of Muslim League.
You are watching Apna Watan.